Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Coach Kitri here. And like before, if you haven't subscribed or liked my videos earlier, please go ahead and do that. As you can see from my previous videos, I'm just getting started. And today I want to talk about something which is closely connected to what I was speaking about last time, which is how to somewhat encourage more of an into-out swing. But now we're going to talk about it with the driver. Now, the thing is with the driver, yes, you will see there's a few tour players out there who swing slightly outside in. They kind of hit down the ball and they're able to hit this powerful, nice fade, and it works. But for the average amateur out there, what I'm about to explain to you is this, which is an extension of what I spoke to you earlier in the last video, is something which I feel is important to understand when initially trying to develop the swing and be able to hit the driver. See, the driver is a club where I realize that most amateurs don't really have any idea or sense of how to hit the club, right? And because there is a big difference in the way the driver is supposed to contact the ball versus how an iron normally does it. Now, if you've seen my previous video about low point control and compression with an iron, please go ahead and do that. And you'll see how there's a big difference between what I do there versus what I'm doing here right now. Now, you see, with the driver, unlike an iron, for most of us who aren't able to generate too much speed, and obviously the goal is to get the ball up in the air, to hit it relatively straight, to still try to achieve that push draw um, ball direction through impact, where the ball slightly moves slightly to the right and comes back left towards the target. With the driver, the low point, because of the club being so long, the low point is actually slightly behind the ball, where you're contacting the ball slightly after the low point. So you're kind of catching it on the upswing. And the benefit of that is that it gives you height on the swing. Yeah, I'm sorry, height on the ball. Now, if you notice here, the reason why a lot of people, if you're watching the YouTube videos, if you mentioned about the driver, you gotta keep it more towards your left heel, is to encourage that. If your low point is more towards the middle of your stance, you're trying to hit the ball on an upward motion to impact. Now you can see when I take the backswing, you can see in reference to the line, it helps a lot to, like I mentioned before, swing this club in an in to out path. The way the driver is supposed to correlate with the ball, with the ground, is similar to a plane, for example. All right. You do not ever want to be in a plane that kind of lands in this manner. Are you definitely going to get to the ground? Yes, but that's simply crashing, right? We want to be in a plane, in a driver that lands on the ground and then takes off again. Lands on the ground, takes off again. And you can see here, I'll just take a very small swing. You'll notice that once I kept the ball position slightly more towards my left heel, I'm inclining myself to kind of tilt away from the target to kind of encourage that upward motion a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit of a nudge. And then from there, what I'm going to do, even while this kind of keeping my arms mostly straight for the most part, except for my arm, right, I'm bending a little bit, I'm going to keep the club moving down to the ground and up through the ball, down to the ground and up to the ball. Now, you can hear the contact that I got on. I was able to hit that ball, like I said, the nice little push draw by swinging upwards. The club face was naturally able to close a little bit, helping me not hit a slice or anything. And then the contact will be more in the middle towards the lower end of the driver head and be able to, as you can see, get that ball direction correctly. So the into out swing, now, is it a must need? Not necessarily, especially if you are an incredibly good player and you've played with a swing that has worked for you. But it helps a lot. It helps a lot, especially for most amateurs out there. And it's something that I would recommend most amateurs learn how to do. Because this sort of lunging movement, motion, through impact, this sort of swing like going this way, or even throwing your arms that way, you can see that this motion is essentially going to help me sky the ball, where you essentially hit the ball on the top end of the club. And you'll notice with a lot of amateurs in the range, if they have a lot of marks, like damage on the top end of the driver, that's probably because of skying. And then from there, you're going to be hitting it down, and then again, you're trying to encourage that opening of the face, and then you're going to slice it, right? Whereas here, by simply encouraging this in to our path, you can see how I get solid contact, and even without really swinging so hard at it, you can see how I get that nice little draw. Maybe there a little bit uh, more than uh, enough draw, so it went a little bit left. And with that easy swing, I was able to hit that easily almost 250 yards. You know, because from there, I'm using the momentum of the driver by moving down and swinging up to be able to hit the ball well, far, and with as least amount of effort as possible. Try this out the next time you're in the range. Right, practice that into our swing. Use an alignment stick over there to help you understand, to kind of correlate and reference where the driver head is kind of going on a downswing and swinging up on it. Now, just as a feedback for my next video, because there's a mistake that can tend to happen with this, try to do this using just your shoulders, arms, and hands, okay? Don't try to use your hips too much to kind of help you, because this movement right here is a deadly, deadly movement, which I'll talk about in another video. All right. If you have any questions, please comment below. Or if you like this video, please, like I said, subscribe and look forward to my next video where I'll help understand the extreme version of an into out and the problem with that is. All right. Looking forward to seeing you around. Cheers.